Now, I represent the Asian area, and this is really kind of our start at launching the beginnings of some of the regional activities and regional power that you will see come from Asia. I believe Asia is by far the strongest area in Monavi. So I'm gonna see how excited you are. You guys ready? All right. First off, we have our friends from Thailand. All right. They've got the flag. This is a great group. I was with our friends in Thailand just a few weeks ago, and that's the fun part of my job. I get to be with you in your countries, meeting and speaking face to face. Because we're doing this in a regional thing, I'll do this in English. At least I'll try. Now, let's introduce our next group and see how loud they can be. Where are my friends from Korea? I believe both in Thailand and Korea, we are seeing miracles start to happen now. We're at the very, very early stages. Now I want to introduce a group that has become very near and dear to my heart, because I met them as foreigners, just like me, right here in Japan. Where are my friends from Brazil? Thank you. All right, guys. Japan, if you lose again, I am going to be embarrassed. Let me introduce our friends from Japan. All right, thank you. It's important that I think that we all at least get to understand where the company is right now. Now, 3 years ago, I met with Dallin, and we spoke for a long time. My main purpose then was to make sure that I understood exactly what kind of roots we come from and what kind of a plant he wanted in Asia, so that what came up was exactly the same around the world. 10 months ago, Mauricio joined, and I hadn't even met him. And I was told via mail that he was my new boss. So I went on LinkedIn, and we linked up. And then I think it was a month or two later that I finally made a trip back to headquarters and met Mauricio. You have heard from both of them. Now, Mauricio's my boss, and some of you, especially the Japanese, might be a little scared of Mauricio because he's big. Don't be scared of Mauricio. He's a marshmallow. He, in most companies, they finally got it. That means he's big and soft and sweet. Well, he would argue with the soft part, but at least he looks good. In most companies that I've worked in, when you have a boss, the boss tells you what to do and you do what he says. Okay? That's corporate life. I want you to know that Mauricio is not like that. Mauricio, to me, is more of a friend, an advisor, a counselor, and he helps me. And let me tell you how much fun that is. It is not like normal corporate. It is 10 times more fun and 10 times more rewarding to do. So I understood what they wanted me to do, and then I make sure that those roots in Thailand, in Korea, in Brazil, in Japan, we have the same result, the same company. Now, when I came to Monavi, Japan 3 years ago, I had a vision of how I wanted Monavi to develop into the dream that I got and listened to from Dallin. From Mauricio in March of it was this year, wasn't it? I got the responsibility to take on more area. I knew immediately that I could not leave Japan alone. And ended up in a conversation that lasted over 2 hours after talking to many people. I finally met one person that we talked with for 2 hours. We talked about the kind of company that we wanted it to be. We talked about where we wanted to grow, what we wanted to look like, what the company would feel like, how it would act. And at the end of the conversation, we didn't know if that would end in an offer or not, but the one thing that we knew is we wanted to work together because we could have fun. And that's when we brought on Mr. Yamamoto. So he's a dear friend of mine, and it's great to be here. Now, part of our dream, so you understand, is we need to think differently. We need to think outside of our traditional way of doing things in this industry. We need to bring more attention. We need to be seen by more people. We need to be understood as something different, something better. And that takes work, and you'll see that start today.
I just wanna feel your body right next to me.